Good morning, dear students. Welcome to online English classes DEO Nalgonda. Today, let's talk about a topic from Unit 8. Dear students, please open up your textbooks and come on to page number 123. Come on to page number 123, on which Unit 8 begins. Are you all there, students? The Unit 8 on page number 123. Okay. Dear students, before going into the topic, let me ask you a simple question. All of you can simply answer that. Just like that, you can answer it. My question is, when somebody helps us, when somebody helps you, it may be your brother, it may be your sister, it may be your friend, it may be a person from outside. If somebody helps you, what do you say to them? What do you say to them and why do you say it? What do we say to them? We say thank you to them. Yes or no? We say thank you to them. We express thanks to them. But why do we express thanks to them? Think. Why do we express thanks to the people who help us? Okay, think about it. And on the face sheet, sorry, on the style sheet, what is given on the style sheet? There is a picture. In the picture, a beautiful picture. Is it not a beautiful picture? Yes. There are two hands. One elderly hand holding a beautiful flower, and a small, tiny hand trying to touch it gently, hold it gently. A feeling of happiness. It creates a feeling of happiness in us too. It's a beautiful picture. It's a beautiful picture, isn't it? So a feeling of happiness is generated when you look at the picture, isn't it? Okay, let's move on to the face sheet of the topic. Here also there is a picture given. Whose picture is this? Recognize her? Who is she? Yeah, recognized her well. A world famous women personality, Mother Teresa. She is famous not just in India but across the world. Okay, what is the picture about? Let's see. There is something written on the under the photograph. Mother Teresa receiving 1979 Nobel Peace Prize. Nobel Peace Prize is the world's most prestigious award. Okay, who are given the Nobel Peace Prize? People who contribute their services, who contribute to world class services. Mother Teresa, she dedicated total her life in the service of humanity. Originally, she was not an Indian. She was not born in India. She is from Albania, but she got settled in India and served the people of India. She served the needy. She served the poor people. She served the deceased. Her service was so great that India honored her with the most prestigious award in India, Bharat Ratna. Yes or no? Why did we give her Bharat Ratna prestigious, the most prestigious award in India? To recognize her service, to say thank you to her. Yes or no? So what is that feeling? Understand. Even in the beginning questions also we try to understand what is that feeling to say thank you to somebody who help us. Yes or no? There are two questions given under the picture, dear students. See, the first question, why do you think Mother Teresa was awarded Nobel Peace Prize? Just now we discussed. Why do you think Mother Teresa was awarded Nobel Peace Prize? For her in recognition of her great service. She totally dedicated her life in the service of humanity. So she was given the world's best prize, isn't it? Okay. Second question. Do you know the name of any Indian who may have rendered any significant services in another country and is still remembered and honored by the people there? I repeat the question. Do you know the name of any Indian who may have rendered any significant services in another country and is still remembered and honored by the people there? Do you understand the question, dear students? Do you know any Indian personality? Any Indian personality serving in foreign country, contributed his services in foreign country, in another country, and got reputed so well by the people there, by the people of that country. ఇండియన్ అయ్యుండి ఫారిన్ కంట్రీలో తన సర్వీసెస్కి గొప్ప సర్వీసెస్కి గుర్తింపు పొందిన ఇండియన్స్ ఎవరైనా ఉన్నారా? దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ది క్వశ్చన్ ఇస్. ఓకే, సో వీ కమ్ టు నో అబౌట్ దట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ అ పర్సన్ a while from now. Okay, there is a oral discourse, dear students. Talk on. Mention different ways to express our gratitude towards the people who serve the society. Any ways to express thanks, to say thanks to the people who serve the society. How do we express our thanks to the people who serve the society, who gives their service to the society? Generally, we say thanks to the people, and we build statues of those people, and we honor them with most prestigious awards. Sometimes even biographies, their life stories are also written. That's how we express our gratitude, we express our thankfulness to them. Dear students, do you understand what are we going to talk about now? When somebody helps us, we have a great feeling for them, so that we say thanks to them. What is that feeling? What is that great feeling towards them? That feeling is known as gratitude. The name of the unit here, see, gratitude. On your right side, the name of the topic is written gratitude. Do you understand what the word gratitude means? Gratitude means when somebody helps us, when somebody gives us their service, we have a great feeling for them. So, to express that feeling, we say thank you. We build statues for them. We write biographies of them. We give them honor. We give them awards, prizes, most prestigious awards. Why? Because we have great feeling for them. That great feeling is known as gratitude, dear students. Is that clear to you? What is gratitude? A great feeling, one's great feeling towards the people who help them. Is that clear, dear students? That's good. Okay. Okay, dear students. We just discussed in the face sheet and style sheet that it's a great feeling. Gratitude is a great feeling. When somebody helps us, when somebody extends their services to us, then we have a great feeling for them, and that feeling is gratitude. We talked about a great women personality, Mother Teresa also. Mother Teresa, she is not an Indian. Though she was not an Indian, she was from Albania. She served in India and got reputed so well that Indian government honored her with the most prestigious award, Bharat Ratna. That means we have so much gratitude towards her. And the second question, do you remember the second question under the photograph there? Do you know any Indian working in a foreign country and got reputed so well by the people there? Here is the answer to that question in reading A, dear students. We are now going to talk about a person in reading a doctor, Indian doctor, who worked in a foreign country and got so much of reputation by the people in that country. He is none other than Dr. Dwarkanath Kotnis. See, there's a picture, there's a photograph of Dr. Dwarkanath Kotnis on your right side, dear students. Dr. Dwarkanath Kotnis. Are you all able to see the picture, dear students? Okay. So let's see what is given in the introductory box. Dr. Dwarkanath Kotnis. No other Indian can claim the kind of adulation and respect Dr. Dwarkanath Kotnis enjoys in China. Coming from a family of doctors, Dr. Kotnis had always dreamt of becoming a physician, and the war of resistance gave him the perfect opportunity to make himself useful in the battlefield. He dedicated his entire life working as a battlefront doctor uh, in China and rendered his selfless service to the injured Chinese soldiers during the Second Sino-Japanese War. Dr. Kotni's contribution towards humanity will be remembered forever. How wonderful it is! Really great. See in the last line what is given. His services will be remembered. His services to the humanity will be remembered forever. Forever means as long as people live. Okay. His services are remembered forever. What were his services? He was a doctor, Indian doctor. See in the first line it is given. He served the people in China. He enjoys great reputation from the people of China because he served the people over there. See, no other Indian can claim the kind of adulation. Adulation means praise, appreciation, gurtimpu. No other Indian, okay, like Dr. Dwarkanath Kotnis, no other Indian, no one from India has so much of reputation in a foreign country. That's what is given here. No other Indian can claim the kind of adulation and respect Dr. Dwarkanath Kotnis enjoys in China, as Dr. Dwarkanath Kotnis enjoys the reputation in China or in China. No one, for that matter, no one from India like Dwarkanath Kotnis enjoys such reputation in a foreign land. Okay, coming from a family of doctors, Dr. Kotnis had always dreamt of becoming a physician. Dr. Kotnis, he dreamt to become a doctor. He had lot of interest to become a doctor because he was encouraged by the most of his family members, because most of his family members were also doctors. So he was driven in that way to become a doctor. He also dreamt, he wanted to become a doctor very strongly. Okay, physician means a doctor. And the war of resistance gave him the perfect opportunity to make himself useful in the battlefield. Here he became a doctor, and recognition was given by the war of resistance. What is war of resistance? A war between China and Japanese, Chinese and Japanese. War of resistance that was fought between 1937 and 1945. So he treated the soldiers who were wounded in that war. He dedicated his entire life working as a battlefront doctor in China and rendered his selfless service to the injured Chinese soldiers during the Second Sino Japanese War. He rendered, that means he gave selflessly, he gave his services selflessly. He gave his services selflessly. Opposite to selfless is selfish. Selfless means without expecting anything. Selfish. If you do something selfishly, you are expecting so much from it. Yes or no? But here, Dr. Kotnis, he dedicated entire his life to treat the injured Chinese soldiers during the Second Sino-Japanese War. As I told you, Sino-Japanese War was between Chinese and Japanese. That was between 1937 to 1945. Okay. And his contribution, Dr. Kotni's contribution towards humanity will be remembered forever because his service was so great, because his service was so, effective. His services will be remembered forever as long as people live there. That's how an Indian doctor working in a foreign country and having so much of reputation by the people there is to be understood. Yes or no? So that's how if one gives good service, people will always remember and have good gratitude towards that one person. Yes or no? Okay, shall we go into the topic, dear students? All right. Dr. Dwarkanath Kotnis was born in a lower middle class family on October 10, 1910, in Sholapur, Maharashtra. A vivacious kid by nature, Dr. Kotnis forever aspired to become a doctor. After completing his graduation in medicine from GS Medical College, Bombay, he went on to pursue his post-graduation internship. However, he put aside his post-graduation plans when he got the chance to join the medical aid mission to China. In the introduction, it talks about you know his date of birth and his being doing graduation from which college and you know opportunity to go to China and serve the people there. Okay, Dr. Dwarkanath Kotnis was born in a lower middle class family. Lower middle class family means what? So, depending on the financial conditions or income levels, generally with us, the families are divided into lower class, middle class, and higher or upper class. Yes or no? He is from middle class, and again, not middle class. There is a subdivision, lower middle class, depending on the income of the family. Not even middle class, lower middle class family. Okay. He was born on October 10th, 1910 in India, in a place called Sholapur in the state Maharashtra. Yes, a vivacious kid by nature. Vivacious means what? Very lively, very active. Okay, very lively kid. Very, very quick enough. Very lively, very active kid by nature. Dr. Kotnis forever aspired to become a doctor. He wanted to do medicine. He wanted to become a doctor. After completing his graduation in medicine from GS Medical College, Bombay, he went on to pursue his post graduation internship. So he did his medicine from GS Medical College, Bombay. He did his medicine from Medical College, GS Medical College, Bombay. Dear students, okay? It is in Bombay. And after graduation, that means MBBS, he did not go for post graduation. He wanted to do his post graduation internship. What is internship? Internship is a professional learning experience. Professional learning experience that offers practical work related knowledge students. ఓకే ప్రాక్టికల్ నాలెడ్జ్ రావడం కొరకు ప్రొఫెషనల్ లెర్నింగ్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ కొరకు ఇంటర్న్షిప్ చేస్తారు జనరల్గా ఆఫ్టర్ గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్ దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ పోస్ట్ గ్రాడ్యుయేట్ ఇంటర్న్షిప్ పోస్ట్ గ్రాడ్యుయేట్ ఇంటర్న్షిప్ అంటే దాని తర్వాత పోస్ట్ గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్ చేయకుండా అంటే వీళ్ళకి పోస్ట్ గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్ ఇంటర్న్షిప్తో దే గెట్ ప్రాక్టికల్ నాలెడ్జ్ అబౌట్ దేర్ ఫీల్డ్ ఓకే ఆల్ రైట్ however he put aside his post graduation plans. That's what I told you. He did not do post graduation. He kept them aside. He did not want to do post graduation. Just graduation was enough for him. And when he got the chance to join the medical aid mission to China, so when he got a chance to work to go to China, so by that time just he completed graduation, that is MBBS, and he wanted to go to a foreign country, China, when he got the opportunity. Medical aid means help. Medical aid mission, it's an organization kind of a thing. ఒక ఆర్గనైజేషన్ లాగా మెడికల్ ఎయిడ్ మెడికల్ హెల్ప్ మెడికల్ సపోర్ట్ టు చైనాకి he wants to go. Okay. The second paragraph. Dr. Courtney is always wanted to travel around the world and practice medicine in different parts of the globe. He started his medical expedition in Vietnam and then moved on to Singapore and Brunei. In 1937, the Communist General Judy requested Jawaharlal Nehru to send Indian physicians to China during the Second Sino-Japanese War to help the soldiers. The President of Indian National Congress, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, accepted the request and made arrangements to send a team of volunteer doctors. A medical team of five doctors was sent as a part of Indian medical mission team in September 1938. The medical team comprised of M. Atal, M. Cholkar, D. Kotnis, B. K. Basu, and D. Mukherjee. After the war, all other doctors except Dr. Kotnis returned to India. However, Dr. Kotnis decided to stay back and serve at the military base. He initially started his work in Yan'an and then went to the anti-Japanese base area in North China, where he worked in the surgical department of the 8th Route Army General Hospital as the physician in charge. As the physician in charge. Okay, dear students. In the second paragraph, it talks about his interest to go to a foreign country and serve the people in those countries. That's how, before going into China, he did his expeditions. That means journeys. He traveled. He traveled to foreign countries as a doctor. That is what given. That is what described in the second paragraph. Let's see. Dr. Courtney always wanted to travel around the world and practice medicine in different parts of the globe. That's what we just discussed. He always wanted to go around the world, go around the globe, from this country to that country to this country. So he wanted to visit many countries as a doctor and do some practice there and treat the people in those countries. He has lot of feeling to go to visit different countries as a doctor. Okay, he started his medical expedition in Vietnam and then moved on to Singapore and Brunei. So, for a feeling to go to foreign countries, he started with a country, Vietnam. Vietnam is an Asian country. Okay, from India he went to Vietnam. Expedition means a journey, a travel with a purpose. What is his purpose here? To treat the people as a doctor. Yes or no? To treat the people, to serve the people as a doctor. For that person, he wanted to go and visit different countries. As a part of it, he went to Vietnam first. And then from Vietnam, he went on to Singapore, another country, Asian country. This is also an Asian country. He went on to Singapore. He treated the people for some time there. And Brunei, also Asian country. He went to Brunei and served the people as a doctor for some time there. And what happened in 1937? Let's see. In 1937, the Communist General Judy requested Jawaharlal Nehru to send Indian physicians to China during the Second Sino-Japanese War to help the soldiers. So then, President of China, Communist General, okay, President of Communist, major party there, Jody requested then uh, who is this Jawaharlal Nehru and to send some doctors to serve the people in his country. That's how our leaders in India, Jawaharlal Nehru and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. So Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was then National Congress, Indian National Congress, Congress Party president. He went for the arrangements. He announced this in a paper, newspaper, and arranged some doctors to go to China and serve the people there. కొంతమంది డాక్టర్స్ని వాలంటీర్స్గా పంపించమని జూడీ మన జవహర్లాల్ నెహ్రూ వాళ్ళని రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తే ఇండియా నుండి దెన్ నెహ్రూ along with నేతాజీ సుభాష్ చంద్రబోస్ a team of doctors ని అరేంజ్ చేసి వాలంటీర్ డాక్టర్స్ని అరేంజ్ చేసి చైనాకు పంపించడం జరుగుతుంది. ఓకే, దట్స్ వాట్ ఈస్ హియర్. నేతాజీ సుభాష్ చంద్రబోస్ accepted the request and made arrangements to send a team of volunteer doctors. A medical team of 5 doctors was sent as a part of Indian medical mission team in September 1938. So this team, a team of how many doctors? 5 doctors were sent to China as a under a Indian medical mission team in 1938. 38 lo a team of 5 doctors was sent to China. The medical team comprised whoever were there in the medical team and the team. Let's see, comprised of M. Atal, M. Cholkar, D. Kotnis, B. K. Basu, and D. Mukherjee. These were the doctors as a team under medical Indian medical mission team went to China. Okay, and after the war, all other doctors except Dr. Kotnis returned to India. So war was finished, war was completed, and the need of the doctors was over. When the need of the doctors was over, all the doctors, how many doctors went to China? 5 doctors were sent to China, but 4 doctors except Dr. Kotnis, 4 other doctors were returned to India. They came down to India, but Dr. Kotnis stayed back in China only. Let's see. However, Dr. Kotnis decided to stay back and serve the military base. He initially started his work in Yan'an and then went to the anti-Japanese base area in North China, where he worked in the surgical department of the 8th Route Army General Hospital as the physician in charge. And this is how he stayed back in China only and served the soldiers who were wounded in the battle of Sino-Japanese. Sino-Japanese. Yes, so that's what he decided to stay back. అక్కడ మిలిటరీ క్యాంప్లో ఉన్న wounded soldiers ట్రీట్ చేస్తూ ఫ్రమ్ హాస్పిటల్ టు హాస్పిటల్. ఓకే, place is Yan'an, not Yan'an. The place is Yan'an. So from there, anti-Japanese base area in North Chinaలో ఉన్న anti-Japanese base, ఆ ప్లేస్ హాస్పిటల్ని 8th Route Army General Hospital అంటారు. So from that place to this place he moved on. He went to this place and started and gave his services forever. Okay,